So yeah.
All right, so we're excited about today's neighborhood feature. Aubrey and Kale with the Herbivorous Butcher.
And we say herbivorous. It's hard to say it like 10 times fast.
But it gets stuck in your head. So that's fantastic on them.
And it's a cool name.
Yeah.
And stick around. We're gonna have a little discussion on why eating less meat. We're not telling anybody to cut out meat. We don't. But make it more of like a special occasion.
A flexitarian, yeah.
Yeah.
Just eat more plants.
Yeah, so we had the chance to sit down with them at the end of last week and talk about all their ventures coming up and their cool story.
All right, so Aubrey and Kale Walsh of the Herbivorous Butcher. It's always hard for me to say Herbivorous.
Say that 3 times fast.
But you guys say it all the time. Joining us, and we're doing this even though Earth Week technically ended yesterday. We wanted to highlight, of course, there's a lot of stuff going around that it shouldn't be just one day, Earth Day, especially now. Our climate is in peril. There's a mass extinction crisis. We should be talking about these things all the time and really living lifestyles that help support the planet. And I guess that's kind of where you guys come in.
I wanted to recreate all the meals that my grandma made for me as a kid. And I used tofu a lot, and it just wasn't quite, it wasn't her chicken, meal that she made for me 3 times a week. So we just kind of talked about it one day, and it was a joke at first. We're like, oh, we have all these meats that we make. Let's open a vegan butcher shop. Hilarious, cue laughter. And we kind of looked at each other and thought, that's actually kind of a good idea.
Yeah, we were drunk at the time, and that's, so some of the best and worst decisions are made.
Yeah.
In that state.
How did you come upon the name instead of just vegan deli or vegan shop?
Yeah, I mean, we knew we wanted it to be a butcher shop, and we wanted to use that word. And I think just one day we were like, oh, what do we call it? There's carnivorous, there's omnivorous. Is herbivorous a word? We're like, I think if it's not a word, it should be a word, because clearly some dinosaurs are herbivorous. And then it just kind of stuck. And to this day, people still can't pronounce it.
What do you put in a faux meat product? How do you make it? Because you guys and other, things that we can buy in the store now really have matched the texture and that pretty well. So how do you do that?
Yeah, so for our process, we don't have the $1 million machines that, can turn powder into strings of chicken, but we do have a lot of time and creativity through the years. So we, our product starts with a very high protein wheat flour, and combined with different liquids, vinegars, and a lot of different spices and flavorings. We can get anything from, an Italian sausage, which was Aubrey's original, the OG, to a porterhouse steak. And, it's kind of a marriage of, the flavorings and the methods, but also, the cooking times and, is this product steamed? Is it cooked in sauce? Is it seared first? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we've gotten good through the years at, really manipulating the tiny little aspects of every recipe to create the flavor and texture we want.
Gluten-free. I noticed you have gluten-free options too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of jackfruit offerings, which are pretty popular these days, but I like ours a lot because they get a little extra TLC than some of the stuff on the market. And our meatloaf has always been gluten-free, and all of my cheeses, which is my personal baby, I suppose, they're all gluten-free as well. So yeah, we've got things for all kinds of people.
We reached out to you at this moment, not just being that Earth Day was recently, but also you guys are starting up a restaurant, right? You haven't had a restaurant; it's just been the shop so far, correct?
Yeah. So we're going to be opening up Herbie Butcher's Fried Chicken, and it's in South Minneapolis, on 48th and Chicago, and just right around the corner from the Parkway Theater. And it's kind of something that we've always wanted to do. I grew up eating Kentucky Fried Chicken. In fact, when Kale was being born, I missed his birth because I was at Kentucky Fried Chicken. So
we really wanted to recreate that experience for people.
Yeah.
You're hoping you could get them into your restaurant missing births for your fried chicken, right?
That's right.
Yep.
Silent revenge.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we're really excited. It's going to be chicken by the bucket, and every bucket will have a tater tot bottom, and we're going to be doing coleslaw and mac and cheese and biscuits with maple butter and milkshakes and malts. So kind of the, old school American gamut.
The restaurant set to open?
We open on Friday, May 21st. It's changed a couple times. So, pandemic is, it's a little safer out there. We are just going to operate with a takeout window and curbside pickup and delivery. So the space is quite small in there. So we just want to keep our staff and people safe until everything's back to normal.
What's interesting to me about this too is because when people think of like vegan or vegetarian options, like especially like quote unquote fake meat, they think it's just like health food, and that's not, especially as Americans where we have obesity issues, that's not very appealing. So I think that this is interesting that you do a lot of this sort of comfort food too, which can kind of reel people in that otherwise wouldn't consider this. Is that part of your goal there?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been our shtick since the beginning with opening a butcher shop is, it's things that it's a place that people are used to. They probably went with their grandmas or grandpas or parents as kids to a butcher shop. And so it's a comfortable, nostalgic experience for a lot of people. And we kind of feel that same way about fried chicken and milkshakes and malts. So just making people comfortable with the food we make because it is not what a lot of people have eaten in their lives. And we've gotten a great response from it. I mean, the vast majority of our customers are flexitarians and people, meat-free Monday people, and just people looking to try something new. So, yeah.
We kind of glossed over climate change, but maybe you guys can explain why is it so important for people to try to at least make a majority of their diet plant-based from a climate perspective?
Yeah, so industrialized farming is one of the largest causes of carbon emissions. And so in the amount of water it takes to make a quarter-pound burger is astounding. So, every little tiny change, even if it's literally one meal a week, is going to make a huge difference. I mean, if everybody in the world had a vegan meal, one meal a week, if it would just, we would go back in time to a time when we didn't have terrible climate change. So
the best way I understood it when I first started, being vegan was it just makes sense, not skipping a step. Like you can grow the plant and eat it, or you can grow the plant and, ship it across the country to feed it to an animal. And that animal has to be processed and shipped across the country the other way. So it's like, it's like skipping a few steps and just eating the plant.
Yeah.
So. Like you can grow the plant and eat.
There you go.
Yes.
Cool story.
Totally. Imagine missing your brother's birth because you were eating KFC.
Well, the other thing we thought, and we didn't say this to them, but maybe if they're watching, we couldn't believe there's a 13-year age gap.
Yeah.
So clearly, Aubrey, eating a plant-based diet is good for aging as well.
Absolutely.
You guys both look young and healthy and fit, and just like that documentary we were watching last night, like all these athletes, like their performance increased.
Right.
And they also talked about not to get naughty, but like sexual performance change.
They did touch on that.
That was a really interesting little experiment they did
too. Yeah.
So yeah, you'll game changer. I think
it's all about blood flow. You eat some of the animal proteins, and
I mean, a lot of it is stuff we know. Like obviously, we know that if you eat too much red meat, you're getting all the cholesterol and fat and stuff that just builds in your arteries. But there's also some surprising stuff that they said, like even from eggs and stuff that I didn't realize as much.
Got me rethinking my egg consumption.
And I'm not going to give up eggs, and I don't really...
or dairy completely, because the cheese is a tough one for me.
But I am excited to try in the future. Like they have, so Kale said his baby are his cheeses.
Yeah,
and that's
I'm
something
really excited to try.
Those vegan cheeses have come a long way.
Right.
So yeah, well, we know that. So the one thing we have tried is their ranch dressing, and that is amazing.
So this one, when we picked up the fried chicken yesterday, he was like, "Ooh, maybe do you think we should just like pre-taste test some chicken?" I was like, "No, we're going to wait for our on camera, so it's a good reaction
because it looked really good." So Kale fried us up some chicken yesterday because the restaurant's not open yet, obviously, till May 21st or 22nd, they said. And I know a couple people had asked about the address. It's going to be 735 East 48th Street. And it's not going to be dine-in initially. It's a small space, so they want to be safe. So it's going to be takeout and to-go, which with fried chicken in the summer works. It's like a perfect picnic food.
Fried chicken, champagne, and definitely their ranch dressing. So that's one thing that we did allow ourselves to try.
And it's non-dairy. Yeah, you were putting veggies in it.
It's a soy ranch dressing. But in all honesty, I think the best ranch dressing I have ever had, and I've had a lot of ranch dressings.
Well, you're a condiment queen.
I'm a condiment whore, yeah.
For sure.
So here we have Herbie's fried chicken.
They've got their packaging, of course, all ready to go. There's a little bucket you'll get. And what did they say it's going to be? She mentioned it in the interview that they're going to have a tater tot base. Yeah. And then they're going to have coleslaw. So it's going to be like
tater tot base, some good old mac and cheese, which I'm always a fan of mac and cheese. And it's going to be a vegan cheese. So I'm excited to try that.
I mean, can you tell that this isn't actual fried chicken?
It smells...
I doubt it.
So delightful. I'm excited to dig in. So
well, and that's so like they had mentioned too, and we brought up that they kind of dive into a lot of comfort food and stuff. And the thing about comfort food is, it's all about the breading or the whatever anyway. Yeah. So like with fried chicken, it's about the breading.
Right.
You ready? And there's probably going to be no bones in this. That's also what I'm excited about. As a kid, that always grossed me out.
Cheers.
You can dip it in.
All right, well, I kind of want to taste it.
Okay, but without first?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We have not tried this yet. Pretty darn good to me.
Oh, yeah.
I could definitely give up regular fried chicken for this.
Oh, for sure.
Because something like this, you can put it on.
I guess we shouldn't be double dipping in the age of COVID.
Well, we do live together. But so like, look at that. Even looks. It's got the texture of chicken and everything, which is one of the things that they've spent a lot of time on with all their different imitation meat products. Is the texture and not just the flavor, but the texture has to be right too. Yeah, this ranch dressing is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't know who's responsible for that, Kale or Aubrey, but you. We both said I don't need to buy regular dairy ranch ever again.
Finger looking good. I don't know whose
we're dipping what
slogan that is, but
carrot. It is. Yeah, I think we do. Carrots, broccoli. What else in the ranch? And then pretzels today. Those Dot Southwestern style pretzels. We tried a number of things dipped in the ranch today. This is good.
Yeah,
this is actually really good.
Very good. Try it with the champagne.
Just like the Queen would.
Fried chicken and champagne.
And see,
highly recommend.
A vegetarian or vegan meal isn't always just healthy. It can be comforting too.
Right.
Because I'm guessing
Do you want to try?
I forgot to play the video. They sent us video of him making our chicken yesterday. So you can see it's deep fried. In case you're worried about giving up calories. See, the true test is if a dog thinks it's chicken.
True test is if Dee Dee here.
What do you think, Dee Dee? Well, she passed.
Oh, is that good?
She's like, I've never eaten this bird before, but it's good.
How about that champagne? Can I get some champagne? What do you think, Dee Dee? She says 5 stars.
And this is actual dinner tonight too.
So, we highly recommend. I guess we'll reveal what that special giveaway is. If we get this video to 50 shares, Sven and I are going to buy whomever dinner to Herbie's Butcher Fried Chicken when they open up the middle of May 21st. So let's get this to 50 shares. Be the first one to try
What are we at so far?
the Herbie's Fried Chicken. We're at 19 shares. So since it's the Oscars, do we any guesses of who are famously vegetarians?
I mean, some people I'm sure know. Some are obvious, some are not.
A very big celebrity from the Twin Cities. Prince, of course.
Yeah, Prince is a vegetarian.
Yep.
I did know that. Here's the whole list of some other ones. So this is like a list of the top 50 vegetarians. Martin Shaw, Samuel L. Jackson. I didn't know. That one surprised me. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man. So if Spider-Man's a vegetarian, what other reason do you have? Corey Feldman surprised me. I don't know. Maybe something in the Goonies or I don't...
Paul McCartney.
That one I knew. I'd heard that. Some of these, I don't even know who some of the actors and actresses are, but Paul McCartney, yeah, I did know that one, I think. I think his first wife, or I don't know how many he's had, but the one that's not alive anymore, got him on the vegetarian train.
Demi Moore.
Kim Basinger, I didn't know. Roseanne Arquette, Michael J. Fox, Alyssa Milano, Pamela Anderson.
There's Prince.
There's Prince. Lisa
Tom
Kudrow.
Cruise,
I didn't know Lisa Kudrow.
Angela Bassett. Good old Billy Idol.
Linda McCartney, yeah. I think she's the one who got him into Ringo Starr. The whole Beatles team, maybe? I think John Lennon was too.
Christina Applegate.
Jim Carrey,
Mark
who I share my
Ruffalo,
birthday with.
Jennifer Connelly. Yeah, some big people. So we'll be in some good company.
Woody Harrelson, I did know because I remember somehow stumbling across that, and
So with
it's
all
really surprising.
So with all that being said, I think the Oscar goes to
Herbie
Butcher's
Butcher.
Fried Chicken. You win the Oscar tonight. Yes.